Hi, we're going to start to preserve these tomatoes that we've gotten, right in season from our organic farm. So we've got a tomato, it's been in here about 30 seconds or so, and it's just enough time to make the skin blister. You don't want to cook the tomato at all, but I drop it in an ice bath that's already been ready. You want to have that ready just so you don't overcook your tomatoes. Skin's going to peel right off of these, and we come to the sideboard here, and we're going to cut those, maybe in quarters, because we're going to take these out and cut off the cores out of these. You're going to need about 2.5, 3 pounds tomatoes to can about 1 quart. Well, it looks like I have enough tomatoes here, and these smell fantastic. Let's get these into jars. What I have over here is some jars that have been in boiling water, real hot water, just to sterilize them. But the other thing it does is help from preventing glass breakage when you go to drop them into boiling water. So I have these quart jars. The other thing I have is the lids. The lids are here in that same simmering water for 10 minutes, just so it kind of activates that seal that's on there. We're going to take the tomatoes and start packing them in the hot jars. Obviously, you want to be careful that the jar's hot, but we're packing the tomatoes in cold. There's a couple of different ways to do it, but we're going to pack them in their own juice. So we're going to pack these in there kind of as tight as we can. And once I get a fair amount in there, I'm going to take a spatula. I'm going to kind of pack these down inside. And you're almost bruising the side of these, so you're letting out some of the juice, which is going to help to fill the jar all the way up and preserve the tomato. I'm going to make sure when I pack my tomatoes, I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch space between the lid and the level of the tomatoes to allow for some expansion. Because we're using a boiling can method as opposed to a pressure cooked can method, we're going to increase the acidity of the tomatoes a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice over the top. And if you like, we're going to add about 1 teaspoon per quart of salt, sea salt I use, to each one of the jars. Still packed hot, we're going to take our lids. I'm going to use this great little tool. It's basically a magnet on the end of a stick that allows me to get into this simmering water. You want to make sure it's not boiling because you're going to get rid of that kind of seal that we need, which is on the end of this lid. Wipe the top just to make sure we get a good seal. We're going to take the lid, just kind of place it on there. When you put the ring on there, I only want you to do just finger tight. If you crank these things on there, you're never going to get them off. So just finger tight on those. To get your tomatoes done, use one of these tools just to make sure we're not getting our hands. Take the lid off. I've got boiling water here going in a canner. Just kind of place that in there. And we're going to make sure that we've got just about 1 inch or so covering each one of the lids. We're going to boil these for about an hour 25 minutes or so would be good. It's been that hour and 25 minutes. It's time for our tomatoes to come out. So we're going to carefully remove these with our tool. And we built up some pressure over that hour and 25 minutes where as these cool down, we'll start to hear that ping. The middle of this is going to start to pull down, and that's kind of our indication that we've safely packed our tomatoes so you can enjoy these maybe midwinter. And there you go, summer in a jar. Fresh heirloom tomatoes, always in season.